welcome back to Patriarchal Femininity. Today we'll talk about if he's the one and what red flags not to ignore. Now, I'm not married, but I was engaged before, and now I'm in a committed relationship. So this is not me saying that whatever I say is an absolute fact, but rather I'm just sharing my experiences. Before I was with my current boyfriend, I was in a relationship for almost 5 years, and after 4 years of being in a relationship, he proposed to me. He was much younger than I was, so that was a problem in and of itself, and obviously it didn't work out. Now, I'm not going to talk negatively about him because we ended our relationship on good terms, but one thing this relationship has taught me is that if you're with someone for years and he hasn't proposed yet, then that's a red flag. There's a lot of men who are in relationships for many, many years and they end up breaking up with their girlfriends, and in the next relationship they're in, they're married within 1 or 2 years. So that should tell you that you're probably just wasting your time if he hasn't proposed yet after years of relationship. Now, after this relationship ended, I made it very clear to my current boyfriend that I'm not looking for a boyfriend, but for a husband instead. And he also said that he's not looking for a girlfriend, but for a wife. So from the beginning, I laid all the cards on the table and I made it very clear that I'm not going to be in a relationship for years without being married. And he said he wants the same thing. And we're now together for a bit over a year and we're making moves towards getting married. Our plan is to get married by the end of 2022. So please wish me luck that I'll be a wife by then. But now, how do you know whether he's the one or not? Something that I've learned is don't expect there to be constant fireworks and this dramatic love that you see in the movies, because that's not a good thing. I had the same thing with my ex. It was always dramatic, there was always something happening, and it was like an explosion of love, right? But we didn't work out. Now with my boyfriend, I feel calm. I feel at peace. I feel very comfortable. There's not a lot of drama, and that's how it should be. When you met your one, there shouldn't be any question about it. It should be very, very obvious. And with my ex, I was always wondering, are we going to work out? Are we going to make it? But now with my boyfriend, there's no question in my mind that we're going to make it. And that's exactly what you should feel too. Something else that's important to consider is that Christ should be the center of the relationship. When you get married, you will be made into one person and you will be in communion with God. So it is very important to establish a relationship with the Lord together before you are married, because if you put it off until you're married, you're probably never going to do it. So pray together, go to Mass together, take part in the sacraments together. You will not regret it. It's very, very important that Christ is the center of your relationship, that you put our Lord first. The next thing to consider is he lazy? Is he a couch potato? Does he constantly play video games? This is especially important if you want to be a stay-at-home mom later on in your life, because if he can't even get his butt up from the couch to go to work or hold a job, how is he going to lead you? The next thing to consider is he lazy? Is he a couch potato? Does he constantly play video games? This is especially important if you want to be a stay-at-home mom later on in your life, because if he can't even get his butt up from the couch to go to work or hold a job, how is he going to lead you? If you notice that your boyfriend or fiance is doing stuff like that, like he's just always lazy, please reconsider, because it's not worth it to waste years just to see that he's not going to change. And maybe if you haven't before, address it, tell him that it's bothering you and that you really need him to step up and to work on his and your vision for the future. Work towards it and make something happen. Again, this is very, very important because he is supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to be the head of the family. And how is he going to do that if he can't even do the minimum that's required for that? Now, of course, this doesn't mean that there's never going to be any hard times and he's never going to lose a job, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who's constantly lazy, who never does anything, who doesn't want to do anything. He's not the one. So, if he ever just stops texting you or he disappears for a few days, he's probably not that into you, or he's just not mature enough for a committed relationship. Don't make excuses for him just because he's cute. If he is the one, he will make time for you. Now, that doesn't mean he has to spend every single second with you. Of course, he's gonna need some alone time. But if he suddenly just disappears, then you should really reconsider. He's probably not worth it. Something else to watch out for is, how does he argue? Does he get overly aggressive? Does he throw around things? Does he maybe even hurt you? Please don't ignore this red flag. Don't put yourself into any kind of danger. He's not worth it. If he is overly aggressive and he can't control his emotions to the point where you have to be afraid of him, please just don't take the risk. Or maybe it's not even violence. Maybe he just constantly breaks up with you and you have to fear that he's gonna leave you again if you say something wrong. Don't ignore this and address it. And if it doesn't change, if he's incapable of changing, then he's probably not the one. Does he keep secrets? Now, this doesn't mean that he has to share every single thought with you. This means, has he cheated on you? Does he have a child? Has he been married before and he didn't tell you and you just somehow found out? God is showing you that this is not the one for you. Is he your friend? Now you're going to have to make sure that you actually like him, because if it works out, you're going to spend many, many years together. So make sure that he's your best friend. You can laugh together, you can do exciting things. After all, you don't want it to get boring because you don't actually like him. And lastly, don't rush the relationship. It's going to be really obvious if he's the one or not. God is going to show you. You don't need to rush it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to support my channel. I hope you'll have a wonderful day. God bless you.